Freelance journalist Guy Kirstein joins us now. He covers the team. Good to have you back. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks.
6-2 win, an offensive onslaught. They're putting the puck in the net. I mean, Washington, people like this team, and they're off to a good start.
Well, the best part about this is they're doing it 5-on-5. They never do it 5-on-5, so that's great to see. Alex Ovechkin, 4 goals in 4 games. He did have the little hiccup when he decided to sleep in and miss practice and missed a game earlier this year, but he's been great. Nicholas Backstrom in 2 games, he has 3 goals already. The new guy's TJ Oshie finally got a 5-on-5 goal last night. He has 3 goals so far. So they're really putting the puck in the net. They're playing great forecheck. Forecheck, and you get that offensive going. The back check has been good. They're playing good defense. And the neutral zone has been really solid for the Caps. And, of course, Braden Holtby has been great. But they're really keeping the other team limited shots. Last night, Calgary only had 17 shots. But before we get too excited.
Yeah, well, so trust me, having been through the Nationals experience, the whole bandwagon
and we've talked
thing.
Playoffs quite a few times here.
Not doing it.
But Calgary, there's a reason they only have 1 win.
Okay.
There's a reason why Carolina has 1 win and New Jersey, they only have 2 wins. Out of the Caps' 4 wins, 3 of those teams played the night before, and they started with 4 games at home. So they're playing really well. They're beating the teams they need to beat, but they still have a long ways to go.
New energy? It feels like there's a new energy this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the second year under Barry Trotz. They're starting to learn exactly what they need to do, and they know they cannot rely on the power play in the playoffs. They always rely on their #1 power play. Yes, the power play is great, but in the playoffs, teams can scout you. They know how to stop the power play. When you play them every other night, they know what they're doing. They understand where you want to go with the puck. They know that you want to give it to number 8 in the slot. They know that. So I think that's changed a lot, how they know they really have to do good on 5-on-5, and that's why they brought in a guy like Justin Williams. He's won some cups with the Kings. He's a very good player. He's Mr. Game 7, so he's good to see. And TJ Oshie's really finding his way on that first line. And Evgeny Kuznetsov, oh my gosh, he's been terrific this year. Had a great pass last night for a goal with Burakovsky. He's terrific. They're really playing well, and these young guys are stepping up. The veterans are playing well, but again, they haven't played the greatest competition so far.
So we'll keep our perspective. We'll keep all of this in perspective. It is good to see that front line, that Ovechkin line, develop some chemistry early.
Well, and then you can move Nicholas Backstrom to that second-line center spot, which he's been playing because of Evgeny Kuznetsov. It's really taking that next step. He's been playing great with Alex Ovechkin and TJ Oshie, and that's really good to see because they don't have the depth that they've had in previous years. Last year, they were much better through the third line and the fourth line, and defensively they were much better depth-wise. And remember, last year, they were the healthiest team in the NHL. So that's another thing to keep your eyes open for as the season goes along. Will that happen again? It's going to be tough. And they don't have the depth defensively that they had a year ago, and they don't have the lines from the third line down that they had a year ago. So it's great to see that they can move in Nicholas Backstrom to that second line, so you get production from your #1 line and your #2 line, and then hopefully your 3 and 4 lines will come through as well.
4 fairly big names from last year and from years prior are gone. Some of them may be fan favorites. Will this club miss any of the players who are somewhere else?
I think Joel Ward they'll miss in the playoffs. Even though they bring in a Justin Williams, Joel Ward is just awesome in every game of the playoffs. Justin Williams is Mr. Game 7 because of, he always scores in the 7th game of a playoff series, but Joel Ward's terrific in the playoffs. I think they'll miss him a bit. And I think they'll miss Mike Green only for the fact that John Carlson's now running point on the power play. He struggled a lot in the playoffs last year. They probably should have put Mike Green in there to run point, and now they really don't have a great alternative to John Carlson to run point as that pass-moving defenseman. I think they'll miss him a little bit as well. But, again, TJ Oshie is fitting well here. Troy Brouwer's fitting well in St. Louis, so it looks like it's a good win for both of those teams. And Justin Williams has played great so far as well.
Somebody, I think it might have been Dan Steinberg in the Post, said that when he was at a Capitals preseason lunch or other function, that a lot of the Caps people, not to say players so much, but just staff people came up and wanted to talk about the Nationals. Is there a sense that preseason predictions are kind of like the vice presidency? They're worth a bucket of warm spit, and that you got to play the season and then you got to execute in the postseason, because expectations and talk and hype are really worthless at the end of the day.
Exactly. Just ask the Nationals. They've been picked, a couple times by Sports Illustrated to win it all, and they didn't even make the playoffs. So yeah, they mean absolutely nothing. And the Caps really just got to keep their focus, keep playing well, 5-on-5 hockey, keep that strong forecheck up, keep the neutral zone good, and keep the pucks off Braden Holtby. Because if he wants to play 70 games a year, and that's what Barry Trotz wants from him, you're going to have to keep him really safe by blocking a lot of pucks and keeping the pucks away from him, because Barry Trotz likes to play his goalies a lot. Barry Trotz has never been past the second round. So that's a big reason why as well. So they just need to keep their play their game up. They're going to make the playoffs. The rest of the East isn't that great. Montreal's playing great. The Rangers are playing great. Islanders. And then Detroit, I think, is a team to watch out for, and Tampa. But the rest of the East really doesn't scare me at all. I think the thing with the Caps is you just got to play your game, because, as we know, it only matters what happens in the playoffs.
And try to stay healthy. Let's talk baseball for just a second. I saw the Mets a couple times this year. I thought they were good. I didn't think they were great. They're on the verge of sweeping the Cubs and going to the World Series.
Well, Daniel Murphy, how about that? 6 home runs in the playoffs, 5 in 5 straight games to tie a record.
Why are they pitching to this guy?
I don't know. Just walk him. Just let him go. Just let him go. He's been terrific. But the Cubs, they do have Theo Epstein. And Theo Epstein has seen it before, where a team was down 0-3 and then won 4 in a row.
Very famously.
He's been there. So I won't count them out yet. They have to win the next 2, obviously, at home, and then still a couple on the road. But they have a long ways to go. And the Mets pitching has just been fantastic. 3 solid starters. It's hard to beat that.
Give us a 30-second tee-up. If it's Royals, Mets, and my Mets fans, friends will hate it that I'm going here. But if we end up with the Royals and the Mets as the last 2, a 30-second preview?
Well, it'll be the Mets pitching against the Royals hitting, and we've seen in the series against Toronto, the Royals hitting's pretty good. Even in the game that they got blown out, they still put up 8 runs when all and said was done. So I think if the Mets pitching can't hold up, now they're young, and you have Matt Harvey coming back from Tommy John surgery, I'm going to pick the Royals.
There's some fun baseball down the stretch, and we'll watch and see.
It's been great baseball.
Yeah, it's been really good. I do feel bad for the Cubs, but we'll see if a miracle is in the offing. Freelance journalist Guy Kirstein, thanks as always for being here. We're back with a program note right after this.